Oh,
Hello.
okay.
You cold, Harold?
Yeah, little chilly.
You can turn on the heating.
I came here last time I put the heat on. Well, you're in Hawaii. You're in Hawaii
Well, it was too cold in Colorado, that's why.
there.
Actually, this is not Hawaii. This
What
is
is it?
in Mexico, Playa del Carmen.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
I've never been, but I hear
Yeah,
it's
I
very
think it's
nice.
near Cancun. My kids have
Yeah,
been there.
like half an hour drive.
Yeah, it's very humid there. In
Yeah,
Cancun, very humid. I don't like it.
I don't like humid weather too
No,
much.
no. Cabo is much nicer. It's like
Which
to the
one?
West Coast. It's not humid.
Which one?
Cabo San Lucas.
Oh, that's on the other coast, no?
Yes, in the Pacific. Yeah, so it's much less
But
humid.
but how's the water there? Cold?
No, that's funny. I've never been in the water there. I don't know. I've never been in.
Because there must be warm.
Right. Yeah, that's the difference.
So everybody's gone then?
Yeah, yeah, back to normal.
Yeah, like us.
Yeah.
Hello, Mario.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hello?
Well, where are we at?
126. Oh, you missed, yes, that's true. But I do send the link. You get them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Sunday night, nobody showed up except for me.
Sunday night?
It was Sunday, yeah, Sunday night.
Yeah, we had this year.
Maybe we did it early? I don't remember.
You were not there, Harold.
What was
I don't
I
think you were there
Sunday
either.
night?
I was there,
What?
I think. Today is 126, 24. It was, oh, no, I was not there.
I know, it was just me and Ernie.
Yes,
Oh,
because you wanted a personal.
I know, I need a tutorial myself.
Wait, oh,
120,
Well,
what?
we are on 126, Kuf Chaf
Oh,
Vav.
yes, okay.
Amar Avun Amar Avasi. B'chor shemicha, mich. Let's say the Bechor tells the other brothers that he doesn't agree, that he protests. He doesn't agree that they're going to invest and try to increase the value of the assets. And they went ahead and did it anyways. So he gets his double portion, even in normally we said that if the brothers improve their mashbiach the nechasim, he doesn't get pishnai. But if he protested and they did it anyways, he gets pishnai. Amar Rabba, mistaber timed Ravasi, ba'novim ubatzu. We're talking about there were grapes in the Yerusha, but they were connected to the trees. And the Bechor said, I don't want you to pluck them and improve them. They went ahead and cut them down. Or olives. Zeisim u'moskum. That's when they go ahead and improve it, he gets pishnai, if he protested. Avadrochum lo. But if they had already danced on the grapes like Lucy, and they made wine, so even if he protested, he doesn't get pishnai. Rav Yosef Afilu Drachum, he gets pishnai even if they did that. Now, what do you mean? Drachum, if they danced on it and squeezed it and made wine, they basically kara invi hashtachan. Initially it was grapes, now it's wine. And with a shinui like that, just like a gazlan is kind of the item that he stole by changing it. Certainly brothers who did that to the grapes, it's not grapes anymore. Why should we get pishnai?
it's like Roy. You know what I'm saying?
No, they were mashat. It's not grapes. If that means it's not grapes anymore. It's grapes, and they made a shinui in the grapes and turned it into wine. So it's
It's like
way
it's
beyond.
like wood.
It's way beyond.
like-
Joseph.
So,
Like
so it's like
Roy.
when they had wood, they found wood in the Yerusha.
And they
went
built a house. It
built
means
something. Exactly.
if they found lumber, and he told them don't improve it, and they went ahead and improved it anyways. So then he's entitled to pishnai. Well, no, because there's also a shinu. If he kept it lumber, he would be entitled to the pishnaim of the lumber. But if they went ahead and they did an act of hashbacha, because now it's not grapes anymore; it's now wine. Gemara says no. When Rav Yosef said that he gets pishnayim, he doesn't mean it when it turned into wine. Ella kam Rav Ukva bar Chama, litin lo dmei hezek anava. That they damaged, he at least gets the fact that the grapes were damaged. That, for example, if the wine goes bad and the grapes were worth $100 and this bad wine is worth $10, they have to pay the Bechor who protested that he didn't want them to improve it. But he wouldn't get that if it improved in value, he wouldn't get that. And where was this learned? Sham Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel. Bechor u'poshut sheniach lanavi and anavim u'batzru. You have two brothers. One is a Bechor, one's a regular brother. father left grapes and they plucked them off, or Zaysim Maskum, Bechor Noitel Pishnaim Afilu Darchum. That even if they had already squeezed it, the Bechor gets Pishnaim. And the Gemara says, Darchum? There's a Shinui, Mikara in Viyash Chamra. So this is the brisa where the Gemara gets the same thing. Amravasi b'chor shanatul chelik kepashut viter. A b'chor decides, I want to get a regular portion. I don't need a double portion. So he now has gotten rid, not just of, if let's say there was a certain field that he said, oh, I won't get Pishnaim of this. The Ravasi is saying he's Mavatir on all of the assets. That's what the Gemara's having mean. My Viter. Rav Papa Mishmei Rav Amar Viter Ba'oisa Sodeh. That he only gives up the right to the Pishnaim of that specific asset that he said, I'm not interested in the double portion, but not on the other Nechasim. But Rav Papi Mishmei de Rava Amar Viter B'chol Nechasim Kul. That if he showed he didn't want Pishnaim here, he doesn't get Pishnaim anywhere. Rav Papa Mishmei de Rava Amar Viter Ba'osa Sadeh. Rav Papa, not Rav Papi, Rav Papa, who said that if he abandons or gives up his claim, it's only in that field. Ksover ein lo lebechor kodem chaluka. Before they divided up the assets, after the father died, the Bechor doesn't have any rights to anything prior to the Chalukah. So any part that actually got, that he then gets, that part he can be mochel. But idich lo yochel. The part of the assets that have not been given to him yet, he can't be mochel that. But Rav Papi Mishmei Rav Amar Viter B'chol Nechazim Kulan. Why? Ksover Sheyesh Loi LeBechor Kodem Chalukah. The Bechor has a right to the assets even before the division. Umida Achel Ba'achel B'kuli. Now that he's mochel in all of it. Vad Rav Papi Rav Papa, this machloket between Rav Papi and Rav Papa lo b'feirishit mar. We didn't hear them say their shitas directly. Ela michlala itma. We derived it from a story. There was a bechor who went ahead before they divided everything up. He went ahead and sold his assets, his brother's assets, and one of his brother's assets had died. Also, Yasmi b'nei Poshet lemechel tamri mani lekuchos. Whoever the bechor sold it to, the heirs of the brother who died went to those trees to eat from dates because their father owned part of it. There's some noise somewhere. There's some noise in the background that somebody has.
Hold on. I'm sorry, my door.
Just mute it.
Ernie, why is this different than this? If the father owes money, and the Bechor has the right to say he doesn't want to participate, Pishnayim, and he loses it for just a star.
Go ahead. So
No. So
go ahead. We said he has the right to not to have Pishnayim. Then if any creditors present an IOU to the estate, he doesn't have to pay Pishnayim when they pay it back. We learned that yesterday.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So what does that do with this?
No, because here you're saying, but they're not arguing whether it applies to the entire Yerusha. It only applies to that star.
Okay, so that's just here we're talking about there was a certain field, and he says, I don't want Pishtayim of that field. So according to Rav Papa, the only part he gives up is that field, but not the remaining assets. According to Rav Papi, since he was moichel there, he's moichel on all of it. And now the Gemara is revealing to us where did this come from? So the Gemara has this case of a Bechor and a regular brother And the Bechor, before they divided it, sold it to somebody. And then the Bechor Pashut dies. The heirs of that brother who died go to the people who bought the field, and they want to eat the dates from that tree.
Okay.
And Machlinu, the ones who bought it, hit them with sticks and called them Ganovim. What are you taking our dates for? Amrlu, what do you mean? Amrlu who kroivim. So these heirs of the brother who had died, not only have they bought assets, not that it wasn't really sold kedin, and now you're beating us? So the case came in front of Rava. When the Bechor attempted to sell this prior to the Chalukah, the Bechor didn't, it's not a good sale. Now, how do you understand Rava? Now, Mar Sava, Rav Papi held, Lo asa klum b'palga, only the chelik of the poshut. That means the Bechor has had a right to sell his own thing, but he didn't have a right to sell the brothers. So there's no, the sale of that part isn't anything. But his chelik, he sold, because he has a schus even before the chalukah. Umar Sava, Rav Papa held, Bekulu, the whole sale is not good, because he had no chelik to sell anything before they had divided it. Now, in this sugya sholchu misam, they sent the halacha from Eretz Yisrael. Chor shemachar kodem chalukah also klum. A bechor that attempts to sell any property before they really divided it up, it's not a good sale. Alma, ein lo bechor kodem chalukah. Therefore, the chachamim in Eretz Yisrael held the bechor doesn't have a chelik prior to the chalukah. Yet hilchasa yesh lo bechor kodem chalukah. The Bechor has a right prior to the division. And Marzutra from Rishba, Polik Bitsina de Papli Badi Achim. B'Shaveh. There was a basket of peppers, and they gave it to the Bechor the same amount, not Pishnayim. Oscar Ravashi. Because he didn't want all of it. He didn't want the pishtayim of the peppers. And Ravashi Paskin, he does have a chelek in all the assets before they divide it. And therefore, if he's mavater, he's mavater on all of it. Mishnah. A person while he's alive makes a verbal declaration that I don't want my bechor to get pishnai. Or ish ploini b'ni lo yirash emecha. Or he says one of the brothers shouldn't get any yerusha. Lo amar klum. You can't say something or make a t'nai that's against the Torah. Islam mashakos b'Torah. The Torah, you can't be mavatel what the Torah says that if a person dies, the brothers get equally. What he can do, hamachalik nechasav al pi, but during his lifetime, if he wants to give a gift while he's alive, riva le'echad umiyat le'echad, and he wants to give more to one son and less to another. Or Hishvalanis Bechor, he gives all the assets equally and doesn't give Pishnayim to the Bechor, lifetime gives, Vorv Kayom. If there's no assets left in the estate, there's no Yerusha. It was all gifted during their life. So if he can do. Vim Omar, Mishum Yerusha. If when he gifts it, he says, this is not a matana, this is like to take the place of the Yerusha, then Lo Amar Klum. Because we said you can't go against the Torah. Kosaf, let's say they wrote a star like a will. Bein betchila, bein be'emsa, bein besof. Mishum matana. If it's a gift document where he's gifting all of this stuff, not necessarily in an equal share, dvar of kayomim, that's going to work as well. So the Gemara says, Lema mastis and delok Rabbi Yehuda. Our mission is like Rabbi Yehuda. The Rabbi Yehuda, ha'amar bedavar shel mamon t'nai kayim. If a person makes a t'nai in a monetary matter, even if it's against the Torah, it'll work. Where do we see this? The Tanya. Ha'amar le'ish ha'reat mekudesh asli ha'manat she'en lecha alai sher ksus va'ona. Part of the condition of marriage from the Torah is that you have to provide your wife with food, with sexual activity, and with clothing. You're mechuyev. So if he makes a t'nai, here be makadesh to me, and I don't have to provide you all these things. So hareza mukudesh esutno botel divrei meir. You can't make a t'nai against what's written in the Torah. So it's a kiddushin because he gave money, but the t'nai goes away. It's as if he didn't say anything. Dear Rab Meir, Rabbi Yehuda Omer b'davar shel mamon t'nai kayim. In the part that is money matters, the t'nai works. For example, food and clothing. That's just money, so you can do that. The ona, the tashmish issue, that's not a money issue. So that still remains. But according to Rav Yehuda, the kiddushin is a good kiddushin, and he doesn't have to provide clothing, and if she accepted. So Rav Yehuda, it looks like you can make it t'nai on a money matter. So therefore, the Gemara seems to think that you'd be able to make it t'nai that your bechor wouldn't get pishnayim, or that one of the brothers wouldn't get anything at all. So the Gemara rejects that havim. Afilu Tamer Rav Yehuda. You could learn that our Mishnah here in Bava Basra is Rav Yehuda. Hasam Yadav Kamachla. There, the woman decided, I have a lot of money. I want to be married to this guy. I don't need his clothing and his food. I can provide my own clothing and food. The owner I want and the owner I get, because he can't make it tonight against that. So she was moichel the others. But here a son is not going to be moichel on his chelik b'Yerusha. So he can't make it tonight against what the son wants. Son will reject it. Amar Rav Yosef. Amar ish ploni b'ni b'choyrihu. A father testifies that this is my son, a b'chor. Noitel pishnayim. That's a good enough testimony that the b'chor will get pishnayim. But if he says ish ploini, b'chorhu, he doesn't, right? He just say b'ni. He just says b'chor. And a notel pishnayim, dilma b'chor de'ima kom. Because maybe he's referring, maybe it's not his b'chor, it's the b'chor for the mother. And a b'chor for the mother doesn't get pishnayim in the father's estate. Okay. Ahud also kamei Rabba bar Rav Chana. The person came to give testimony in front of Rabba. V'amar lei muchzakani b'zeh shehu b'chor. I have a chazaka that this person is a b'chor. Amar lei menai yadas. How do you know? Lehu kar le'avu a b'chor of sakla. I heard his father call him Meshigan a b'chor. So Rava said maybe Dilma b'chor de'imahu. The chol b'chor de'ima nami b'chor sikla. Maybe that's how fathers refer to the b'chor of their mother, ka'arulei. So there would be no proof that he would get pishnayim. Hahud asal kamed Rav Chanina. Armelei mozekani b'zeshu b'chor. I think I'm muchzik that this person I'm testifying about is a b'chor. So Rav Chanina said, Armelei menayadat. How do you know? Armelei chavos asal gabi avua. when when people would go and visit the father, Armilahu, Zilu Lagabe Shechaz Bri. Go to my son, the Buchruhu Umasik Ruke. He's a Bechor and his saliva heals. I guess there was some kind of Mesora that the saliva for the eye would heal of a Bechor would heal eye illnesses. So again, Vidilma Buchra the Ima, who, but maybe that's not a proof that it's the Bechor of the father. So the Gemara answers, Gemiri, Buchra the Ava Masik Ruka, Buchra the Ima lo Masik Ruka. Only a Bechor of a father would the saliva heal the eye disease. Amravami, Tumtum. Tumtum is a man, but there's skin overlying the genitalia. So when you look, you don't know whether it's male or female. And then Nikra, Shanikra. Later on, he had an operation. The skin was removed. V'nimtza Zachar. And he was the firstborn. Eina notel pishnai. Domar krod. Ve'haya ben ha-bechor lasniya. Ad sheyeh ben mishas avaya. He has to be a bechor from the moment he was born. And here we don't know that he was a ben in the beginning. When he was a tumtum. He's a different bria called a tumtum, not a zachar. Later on, he became a zachar, but he wasn't a zachar from the beginning until end. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Omar, Afeinu nidin keben sorer umore. In the complicated halachas of a rebellious son, if he had not been born a zachar, but he was a tumtum later on, found to be a zachar, and he does all those things that the Torah says that Ben Sor Mor does, he wouldn't be killed. The Amar Kra, ki yeli ish Ben Sor Mor. Ad sheyeh ben mishas avaya. He has to be a ben from the time he was born. Okay. Very good. We're going to learn